Alright, so this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius, and for the Sagittarius that I'm reading for today, there's something that it looks like you want, some type of desire, and this could be attached to a commitment or your stability. It's like if you daydreamed of a house and you know that you want it, but it stays in that sort of daydream phase, and I see you holding on to it. It's there, it's in your heart, moving around, but when it comes to really actualizing this and taking action on it, you go back and forth between clarity and a bit of a lack of clarity. And so then when it comes to manifesting this or really starting out on the first step, there's a bit of a struggle there in your energy, and it's almost like you're keeping this in the dream state, or you're keeping this as like an internal desire so that you don't have to risk failing at it or putting in the effort and it not working out. And so your overall energy here is the Six of Pentacles. And so there's a bit of a need for balance and pragmatism in this. Letting yourself really dream and really believe in this. And then also, allowing yourself to believe that this could work out as well and being optimistic. So let's take a look at your overall energy here with the Six of Pentacles. For the overall energy, we have the King of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. So you know that you want to put your effort into this and that it would be a big change. You're showing me that you also understand that it would take a lot of effort, possibly more energy than you're currently expending on things right now. You're showing me this would be a project. It would take determination, it would take intention, and also that it would be a big kind of shift in your life. So something pretty significant here. Your oracle cards for the day are the Master, New Vision, and Sorrow. So this is definitely a new vision. This is definitely, something that could represent a new pathway in your life. It could represent a new dream or goal, possibly taking a fork in the road that you didn't know you were going to take. And Spirit's kind of asking you to master your perspective with the Master and Sorrow here. If you're going to manifest anything, if you're going to work towards anything, first you have to have a beginner's mind and an optimistic perspective. And so there's a need to really find balance and center yourself and ground so that you can launch off from a more stable and self-directed place within yourself. So that's what this reading's going to be about. A lot of energy is kind of flying around already. But before I dive in deeper, I just want to take a second to say thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like a personal reading, I do offer them, and you can email me. My email is down below in the description box. And if this reading resonates with you, please take a second to like and subscribe. Only about 1/5 of my regular viewers do subscribe, so if my readings resonate with you, please take a second to subscribe because that helps me out a lot. But let's see what's going on here, Sag. You're showing me that back and forth energy quite a bit. You have clarity, and then you have doubts. You have confidence, and then you have fears. So let's take a look at what some of those fears are with the moon. A lot going on inside you here. This could be bringing out something that you haven't really expressed with the world yet, and so it could be feeling kind of vulnerable to even have this desire. For the moon, we have the Tower, the Three of Cups, the Eight of Wands. So in the past, something went wrong, and it actually showed you what it is that you do want, right? It showed you, okay, I don't want that, but I want this. It didn't work out in this way, and so I'm going to pivot and move in this direction. But also, whatever it was that you're coming from fell apart at some point, and so it also brought up fears, right? Are those problems going to come up again? Am I going to encounter the same obstacles? So you're not coming into this new vision free of baggage, right? You're coming into this, with some things from the past that are kind of informing how you approach this. But then at the same time, there's that energy of really wanting to move forward with this, feeling inspired by this idea, even feeling clarity of like, this is the next step. This feels really good. Let's take a look at that energy. So that energy is there, but like I said, there's all of these doubts from the past that come up. Sort of this question of like, will it just end in heartbreak like everything else? that really pulls you away from that sense of clarity. It's almost like as soon as you feel it, as soon as you feel inspired, just as quickly you start to feel this energy of, well, I can't even want that. It's almost like you're so embroiled in the pain that you experienced in the past that you see even your hopes and desires through this lens of pain. And that's what's really asking to be cycled out here and dealt with. But to you, it's going to come through as this up and down, back and forth kind of energy. Yeah, when you start to look out at the horizon, even though you open up, just as quickly you kind of contract and go into yourself and get anxious and get upset. And that's going to keep you kind of frozen, right? Like when we think about fight or flight and moving forward or moving away from it, you're actually not doing either one. You're just getting stuck. You're having what we would call a freeze response, where your nervous system is so overwhelmed and so unbalanced that you're not really able to move forward. You open up and then just as quickly you shut down again. And I'm not saying this to blame you or anything like that. It's really just that there's fear. There's fear that comes out, and it comes out when you really want something. I don't know if you've ever wanted something so much that you get afraid of it, but that's the kind of energy that's coming out right now. And ultimately, this is really just a growth edge. It's a place where you can learn, what do I want? How do I respond to my own desires? And why am I so afraid? You know, why is my fear coming up this way, and why is it stopping me from going after what I want? So a lot of big energies coming out today. Let's move forward and look at the current energy. Let's look at the Four of Wands here. In your mind's eye, you can see what it is you desire, and it almost looks simple. It's like, yeah, of course that's what I want. It's not anything out of the usual. You know, I don't think you're expecting to become a millionaire overnight or anything like that. You're just kind of saying, I want a nice life, and this would be what that looks like for me. I want happiness. I want sort of a basic level of success. Nothing crazy, just this version of what happiness would be to me. You're kind of saying, I'm not asking for much, but to me, it's quite a gem. You're showing me over and over again that your energy would just go towards this like so easily if you could just let it fly. But then you really kind of shoot yourself in the leg and get stuck, getting really anxious about everything that could happen. You know, do I have enough money? Do I have enough resources? Am I good enough for this? All of that. And it's like you just plunge into despair of like, well, this could never really work. But at the same time, you're showing me I'm not even asking for much. But to you, it means so much that, again, you sort of tell yourself it's not going to work before you've even begun. Let's look at that Page of Cups. You have hope for this. You have a desire, but it's so small. It's just like this itty-bitty... It's like you're like, hey, universe, it would be really nice if I could just have this thing I've always wanted. But sorry I even asked. You know, like that's sort of the energy here with this Page of Cups. You put a lot of thought into it with the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. You're showing me there's actually a lot more desire for this than maybe you've even let on. It's almost like even when you put this manifestation out to the universe and you say, even just in your own head, this is what I want, you're like, well, I better not even ask for too much. You know, maybe that's too much. And it comes from this scarcity mindset with the Four of Pentacles, this idea that, you know, you're not worthy of it, or you could never really ask for what you truly want. But it's funny because it's not like you're asking for, you know, a mansion and the presidency and, you know, everything in the world. You're just asking for maybe like a nice apartment and a dog to share it with, or something like that, you know. And even that, even, you know, just asking for the bare minimum or just asking for basic comfort and happiness, you're showing me, well, maybe I'm asking for too much. And so there's a bit of a poverty mindset there. Three of Swords, Two of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're just showing me over and over again the same energy. It's starting to repeat of, you know, that would be too much to ask for, to really truly have stability. Every time I've even come close to that, I've gotten burned. every time I've really gotten to know someone and I started to rely on them and, see them as a partner, I've gotten hurt. Whatever it is, it's like there's pain just as quickly as there's positivity. And so obviously when you put that manifestation out in the world, it becomes tangled up really suddenly. There's a lot of conflict in your energy. You're not coming from a confident place because you're not even fully believing that you can have what you want. But at the same time, this is something that you're manifesting. If you've thought about this in depth, if you've daydreamed about this, if this is something you've prayed for, even just quietly to yourself, even just subconsciously when you're like on the toilet at work or something like that, then it is a manifestation. It is something that flows outward from your energy. And so you might not even realize that you're manifesting this. And then right along with that manifestation, as you send it out to the universe, you also send out this like gift basket of struggle and pain and conflict along with it. And that's going to, create that tangled up, conflicting energy. Let's take a look at you sending it out to the universe with the Page of Pentacles. Devil, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Part of it stems from not believing that you have what it takes. It's not just that you don't believe in other people or in the universe. You also don't fully believe in yourself when it comes to this. Like maybe you don't believe that you could sustain it or that you could afford it or that you're even worthy of it. And so there's something here about needing to increase your self-worth before you even start out on this, because no matter how hard you work, if you're telling yourself I don't deserve this or I'm not capable of this, you kind of stopped yourself before you've even begun. For the Magician, we get the Star, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. So part of what you're manifesting here is for support to come in and help you with this. And I see that support coming in for you and you kind of seeing it, but then, not even really believing that it's fully there. The universe wants to offer this to you, but it's like every time it tries to hand it to you, you start to kind of fumble the ball. Let's take a look at the Five of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Hierophant, the Justice card. Yeah, you have to believe that you're capable, you have to believe that you're deserving, and you have to believe that this is the correct path for you. And then you kind of have to throw your weight behind it. And you might not know if it's going to work out, Sag. You might not know if you're going to get hurt. Things might not always be perfect along the way, but you also might be surprised that they will be. You might be surprised by the amount of support you receive if you just open up to it. And so really what this starts with is you stabilizing and grounding your own energy and really balancing out. And that can be as small as, you're not eating regularly, and so you really focus on eating 3 meals a day, or you're not sleeping regularly, so you set up a nighttime routine, and you just do that for a week, and then you do it for 2 weeks, and then you notice, oh, maybe I could speak to myself kinder, and so you add in some affirmations, and maybe after 2 months of doing this, you realize that this has had a ripple effect, and you start to feel a lot more confident. For others of you, you might need to kind of journal and write about why you want this and what it could look like, and just increase those feelings of positivity, because this wants to come towards you, and you've been manifesting this in a very powerful way, but it's important that you have the confidence to know that you deserve this and that you're ready to receive it when it comes in, and receive all the things that come along with it, all the opportunities, all the helping hands that are going to help you get one step further. You're going to need to recognize those opportunities and throw your weight behind your manifestation. So that's what I have for you, Sag. Let's get 3 cards of advice from the universe for you to close out the reading. The Ace of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Temperance card. You're showing me that you're so hurt and burnt out that as soon as you get presented with something good, you put your guard up to it. And that is what you need to take a look at and heal with the Temperance card. And it might take some time. It might take a long time to move through that. That's not something that can happen overnight, and it's something that is going to take some incremental steps. But start to try to focus on the positivity in your life. Even if you have very little, and you have very little going for you. Try to focus on the supportive energies around you and how you can let them in little by little, and over time see where you can start to heal the parts of you that are guarded, because it's time for that guard to come down. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helps. I hope that this resonates, and I'll see you next time.